I'm Harry Davies, and coming up on today's show, we look at the impact the pandemic has had on gyms, personal trainers, as well as Santapod Raceway. But for now, here is your national sports news in brief. Heavyweight boxer Tyson Fury has been accused of being a fraud by rival Anthony Joshua in a heated exchange on Twitter last night. This follows the news that their highly anticipated boxing match appears to be off just days after both fighters had confirmed the fight had been secured. American fighter Deontay Wilder won an arbitration case against Fury, who has been ordered to step into the ring with the Bronze Bomber in September. LeBron James hit a miracle 34-foot three-pointer last night as the LA Lakers secured a playoff spot in dramatic fashion, beating Steph Curry and his Golden State Warriors 103-100. At halftime, the Warriors held a 13-point lead, but a second-half comeback and LeBron's fourth-quarter fireworks dragged his side into the NBA playoffs. The world-famous Monaco Grand Prix is taking place this weekend. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen come into the race fighting at the top of the Drivers' Championship, with Red Bull looking to emulate their strong form in Monaco over the last few seasons, as they look to chase down Hamilton, who has himself seen his best ever start to a season. Liverpool and England legend Steven Gerrard and Manchester United icon David Beckham have been inducted into the newly founded Premier League Hall of Fame. They join the likes of Frank Lampard and Alan Shearer in the prestigious Roll of Honour. Meanwhile, the race for Europe will go down to the final day as Liverpool beat Burnley 2-0 at Turf Moor last night. This puts pressure on Chelsea to win on Sunday as the Premier League comes to a close on that afternoon. The Football Writers Association have revealed this morning that Manchester City's centre-half Ruben Diaz has been named as their Player of the Year. Chelsea's Fran Kirby was also named as their Women's Player of the Year. Santapod Raceway is opening its gates to the public this weekend when drag racing action returns for the first time under the new restrictions. Jack Hudson went to the drag strip for more.
Welcome to an absolutely beautiful day here at Santapod Raceway. Situated on the border of Northamptonshire and Bedfordshire, it is the spiritual home of drag racing here in the UK. Tomorrow, Santapod will welcome fans back for the first time in over a year, and they will be lining this hill behind me, as well as the grandstand we see over to our right. Established in 1966, Santapod Raceway is just a short drive away from the county town of Northampton. Today, it was a rather desolate sight, with the weather hardly being on our side, and no one apart from the raceway's staff there setting up for tomorrow, as the pod plays host to this. The Spring Speed Nationals, sponsored by STP, becomes the raceway's first event with fans returning, with over 500 fans expected to attend the first time back at the pod. The Nationals is the first event since March 2020 to have fans in attendance and exhibits a wide range of race cars and bikes, which will keep the eager fans interested with so much action occurring on the track. But back to today. The weather was really not on our side, but we still managed to get a glimpse of the COVID regulations that will be in place for tomorrow's event. Despite today's rather awful conditions, there's still expected to be over 500 fans attending Santapod tomorrow. Santapod fans have been desperate for the racing to get back underway, and finally tomorrow they will get that green light to get themselves back here to watch the racing they love.
Now, our reporters Sam Boggin and Ben Chapman have been looking at how leisure centres have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and just how important they are to people's physical and mental health.
Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, gyms have been one of the many aspects of society that have had to close their doors until recently. This has had a huge impact on personal trainers and their routines.
I don't know, it was so abrupt. I'm a personal trainer as well, so for me, it affects me quite a lot because obviously not really working, I was on furlough, and it just come out of nowhere really. There wasn't a massive warning about it, the gym shutting. For me, I didn't feel like they needed to shut because they had a lot of restrictions that they brought in, so yeah, it seemed to go fair, but yeah.
Yeah, so obviously it affects the school, definitely mentally, obviously it affects business as well, PT as well, so obviously, yeah, it affects my business massively, but more than just the mental aspect, obviously lockdown affects the community, not being able to go out, it's just
The news came out 5 days ago that a third of council-run gyms and leisure centres in England are facing permanent closure, according to a new District Council Network survey. Up to 117 gyms and centres could run out of money within months, and of those that can stay open, nearly 80% say they will have to cut services.
We've had the same thoughts about the gym here. You know, obviously we'll try to support it as much as we can, but when there's no relief on rates, if you're a certain size unit, no assistance on rent. I mean, it's up to the landlords, but if your landlord says, well, you know, I'm not giving you any relief on your rent, you've got to pay the full way, it doesn't help a gym like this, you know. So it's worrying.
Better Bodies Gym has been at the heart of fitness and bodybuilding in Northampton for a number of years under the ownership of Kamal El-Ghani, Olympia and Arnold champion. All members and visitors are relieved to be back in a proper gym.
Jason, how's it feel being back in the gym?
Yeah, absolutely loving it. You know what I mean? I absolutely missed it. I think that goes for every gym, you know what I mean?
Brilliant, I'll be honest with you. It's struggled not being able to come in here. It's like a family in here. And obviously, if you've got a lot on your mind, you can leave stress and that sort of stuff as well. So, yeah, it's been a massive help to me.
In November, during the second lockdown, gym goers were shocked to see gyms close once again, despite owners putting all the precautions in place. Many members had to turn to home workouts.
So yeah, home workouts, doing a bit of online stuff with my clients as well, but it's not the same. But yeah.
Heading down to Better Bodies today, we can see how integral leisure centres are to local communities and how important it is to people's mental and physical health.
So obviously, like, they are crucial, like, it's keeping everyone fit, healthy, and definitely like in pandemics like COVID and stuff like that. If you notice, a lot of the fit and healthy ones weren't really getting it. So obviously, that's just a massive side effect of that. The other thing is maybe just throwing some fundraisers and stuff for them, legislations, legislators and stuff like that. That's all I think is there.
Going to a gym or a leisure centre, a swimming pool, anything like that relieves, you know, stress and it puts your mind at rest. I come here because I can think about things at work and it can play through my mind and I can work out things I need to sort out, how to resolve an issue or a problem. You know, that's why I come down to the gym as well as keeping fit.
With this gym and thousands more back up in full operation, it's clear how vital gyms and leisure centres are to maintaining a healthy and happy future. Ben Chapman, UON News.